it's indeed a privilege for me to be present amidst you this morning at the holy land of Lord Sri Krishna, Vrindavan, for associating myself with the Sthapna Puja of a great temple, and for which the foundation stone was laid on 16th of March this year. I understand that this will be an architectural marvel seeking to recreate the old glory and the times of Lord Sri Krishna. No doubt it will enable thousands and thousands of pilgrims who come to Vrindavan, the land of Lord Sri Krishna, his early life, which was played here. This will be another attraction to them and to all the religious tourists. On this occasion, I take the opportunity to pay my deep respect and high appreciation for His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON. It is due to him Krishna consciousness has become an international movement, and all over the world. In most of the important cities today, you will find one temple of ISKCON which spreads the cultural message of harmony, unity, love and compassion, which is the core of 5,000 years old Indian civilization. As a celebrated spiritual leader and author, Srila Prabhupada have made substantial contribution to our cultural life. It was the great saint and philosopher, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who along with his disciples established temples in Vrindavan and led the cultural renaissance in the 15th century. He was the instrument in making Vrindavan the seat of Bhakti movement and in disseminating the principles as enunciated in our ancient texts throughout India. I am happy that the proposed temple seeks to continue and build on this glorious tradition. Sri Madhu Pandit Dasu, who has conceived this temple project, has aptly stated that this temple will not be just a mere edifice of concrete and steel, but a living and dynamic institution and a center for learning and education. The Vrindavan Chandrodaya Mandir will strive to disseminate the philosophical message of the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam in an easy to understand and rational manner. That message is particularly relevant for us as a society today. While we as a nation move up the developmental ladder, it is essential that our spiritual core, which forms the bedrock of our civilization, remains undiluted and remain strong forever. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, India is one of the oldest civilizations and culturally rich country in the world. As we now make the transformative changes, moving from developing country to developed country, there will be tremendous pressure on our socio-economic and moral fabric. It is therefore imperative that we reconnect to our spiritual dimensions. There can be no better way of doing this than creating the Bhagavad Gita, a message of universal love and humanity. I congratulate ISKCON for their efforts in highlighting and propagating the timeless teachings of Lord Krishna across the world. I am particularly happy to learn about the various initiatives that are being contemplated for the upliftment of society under the aegis of this project, including welfare programs of the widows of Vrindavan and the restoration, upgradation and rejuvenation of the important sites of Braj. The Akshay Patra program, through which ISKCON is providing midday meals to nearly 1.4 lakh students in 2,160 schools in Mathura district alone for the last decade, is a shining example of their service to the humanity. Ladies and gentlemen, Srimad Bhagavatam discusses the 4 pillars of spirituality: truthfulness, compassion, austerity, and purity. Civilized societies exist and operate within the framework of these values. Lord Krishna, through his timeless teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, has shaped the intellectual, cultural, and spiritual mindscape of India for several millennia. It is thus only appropriate that Vrindavan strives to become a world-renowned center of spiritual enlightenment, from where the message of divinity, peace, and harmony resonates across the humanity. I am glad to know that Government of India and the Government of Uttar Pradesh have undertaken various initiatives towards making Vrindavan a hub of religious tourism. The present project adds a new dimension to these initiatives and shall hopefully generate positive spin-offs both to the local society and to the economy. I am confident that this ISKCON will continue to partner both with central government and state government in their philanthropic and human welfare services. I wish them Godspeed and all success in their endeavors. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Jai Hind.